All right, Alan. So you hit an okay drive. You just ended up in kind of a bad spot. Kind of maybe hit the car path a little bit, I think, and then just kicked right. So you're set up behind a tree, and this leads perfectly into what I want to talk to next. And it's just, when we get into those sticky spots on the course, that it's not just a standard shot to get out of there. You hit just a standard, what? You would probably, we're 150 yards out, you probably hit a pitching wedge from here. Normally, you hit a pitching wedge, you're going to hit the tree. I mean, it's pretty obvious. So when we get into these sticky spots, it's important to know what kind of shot we want to hit, but also to know what our options are. So right here, we're looking here, and this is, just for this, if you're on a side hill lie, it can be different. But just for here, the options I'm seeing is maybe just, punching out like a 9-iron or something into the fairway, keeping it low, and just setting yourself up to try to stick a wedge close and make par. Or if you feel really aggressive, you can try to, cut something around this tree with a low punch, with maybe a higher or a longer iron, and run it up onto the green and try to get it close to the pin and try to make birdie. Again, that's all up to you, but it's also up to the circumstances that you're in. If you're in a tournament with a 2-stroke lead and you're playing hole 17, you're probably just going to punch out into the fairway. Because the last thing you want to do is leave the face a little bit open, hit the tree, and bounce back 50 yards. So in a tournament like that, you're probably going to do that. But if you're 2 strokes behind on hole 17, you're probably going to get a little more aggressive to try to recover some strokes there. So in a situation where you're kind of like this, and then behind this tree, what is the approach you're typically going to take?
Well, like you said, if I'm 2 up on 17, I would probably analyze where the pin's at and try to give myself a good flip wedge number around 75 to 83, somewhere in there. That's a good 3/4 swing. Or if I'm, say, tied for the lead, 1 down, 2 down, I'd probably go for it. If I'm playing, say, I'm all square and the competitors on the same hole and in good position, then I'd probably go for it.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Again, it all just depends on the circumstances, and honestly, it probably depends on the course you're playing too.
True.
If you're playing here, then
there's not much trouble.
Yeah, but if you're playing at, if you get invited to play Valhalla in Louisville, you're in a situation like this, that's probably going to change how you analyze the situation a little bit. But yeah, just it's always important to know how to, hit these shots, and that leads me to my next point is, just practicing these shots on the range. Maybe like in your mind, again, we kind of go back to the mental practice thing, but in your mind, you kind of visualize while you're on the range a tree, to your right. And so you just try to hit that punch cut or something just to keep it under a target, line. Or, maybe you go over to the side of the range where we kind of have that fall off, and you try to practice, some side hill lies or something. That way when you find one on the course, you're not surprised by it. Or when you have to pull that shot out of your bag, you're not surprised by it. So yeah, that's my whole spiel about, just, how to get out of sticky situations and spots that may be a little tough. But yeah, if you want to go ahead, let's hit this shot and see if, I'm assuming you're going to be a little more aggressive with this.
I'll try to be aggressive, yeah.
Okay, let's see you try to get this on the green somewhere close.